What's up guys, eBiggs here. This is going to be a quick tutorial on how to make a residence in Mythica. We previously had a tutorial on this, but we've since added some really sweet commands that are specific to Mythica, and we wanted those to be included. So if you didn't already know, Residence is a plugin that lets you protect areas of land from other mobs, other players, and so when you're in our survival universe and you want to protect land, you're going to be using Residence. And the way you use it is you select some land and then you create a residence with a name. And the way you can select land, there's two ways. The first way is using what's called the selection tool, and the second way is using purely commands. I'll be going over the text commands here first because it's the quickest and easiest way to get you started. So let's say that I wanted to protect this my house and this tree and all the area around it. I'm going to be using the text command to do that. And so the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to get to about where I want the middle of the protection to be. So I'm going to stand right about next to the house and type res select max. So what that's going to do is select the maximum residence you're allowed to have. We have different membership levels in Mythica, and each one has a different max size they can have of residence. And so the base member, when you first run Mythica, has a 64 by 64 maximum. So when you type res select max, it's going to select that max 64 by 64, and it's also going to select all the way up to sky and all the way down to bedrock. So now that we've typed res select max, all we got to do is create the residence with a name. To do that, we just type res create, and then we give it a name. And the name can be whatever you want. I'm going to do my res, and you notice here, instead of doing a space, I'm doing an underscore. Always use underscores if you want to do a space because regular spaces are not supported. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter, and you'll see that I've created the residence my res. And so to kind of get a visual on what that looks like, I'm going to switch over to our online map, and this is a great tool for you for when you're getting started. And this shows you exactly what is already resed off and what's available. I'm on the main Survivor Worlds map here, and you can see these red squares and stuff like that. Each red square is a residence that someone has claimed. So all around here, any of these open space is all open land available for you to take. And so this is a real great way to look for some land. So I'm going to go over to where I am. I'm actually in our creative world, so I'm not messing up other people's stuff here. So you can see the residence I just created. You can already see the red box around here. And I'll click on this, and you can see it says my res. And so I've successfully created a res. And that's all that's to it. I'm going to switch back here. So now at this point, that's all we got to do to make a res. If you're happy with that, you're all done. If you wanted to get more advanced with your selection, you can use the res select tool. So first of all, I'm going to remove this current res that I just made. Okay, now I've removed it. So let's say I didn't want to make a huge res around this area. I just wanted to protect this house and the tree. The way you can do that is using the selection tool. And the selection tool is the wooden hoe. You can either make one yourself, or we have a built-in command, and that is res tool. Just like that, and it'll give you a wooden hoe. So to make a selection of for the res over the house, I made a little visualization here. So with the hoe, we can make two selections, and we do that by left clicking like this, and then right clicking. And you can see down there in the corner it says primary selection point and secondary selection point. So what we want to do is we want to make two selection points in a diagonal corner of an invisible cube. So let's say I want to protect this house. I would make a selection point here and a selection point here marked by the red wool, and that would make an imaginary or invisible block that would be the residence. And so let's do that over here at this house. If I wanted to protect the house, I would probably go into this corner here first and then make a selection here. Let's do a primary, and then I'm going to go to the diagonal corner and make a tower up. Right here looks good. And then make a secondary because I made the primary first. It doesn't matter which order you do it. Just got to do two separate ones. So I just right click to make a secondary. I'm just going to jump off this guy. And now I can create the residence just like I did before. So I'm going to do res create my res. So I've created the res. Now if I go back to the map here, you'll see that the res is not much smaller and not taking up all that space. So that is it. That's the 2 ways you can make a residence. The next tutorial that I recommend you watch is how to set flags in a residence. And flags are what you use to fine-tune what is allowed in your residence. What player is allowed to play in here. What exactly each player can do in your residence. That'll be the next tutorial. I'll put an annotation up now for you to be able to go and watch that. Thank you for watching, and have fun.